Someone was in the pod. The tracks go off in this direction. Look, sir, droids.
All right, you guys. So today we are going to get a look at the Star Wars Black Series Dewback 6-inch, guys. So very, very cool. And incidentally, the Dewback that you see there off to the side is the 3 1/4 size Dewback there. So I didn't want you guys to think that that was the 6-inch Dewback up against the box, looking very small. No, guys. We just put that there just for effects. We are going to compare it to its 6-inch companion and get a look at both figures. So we will be doing that today, as well as getting a good close-up look at the 6-inch Black Series vehicle. Now, of course, this is, I believe, the 3rd vehicle in the 6-inch line through Black Series. So very cool, and we're going to get a very good look at that, and we're going to start with the box here today, guys. So let's go ahead and get started. You guys, so getting a look at the box here today, we have our typical Black Series box. However, in the larger vehicle size, 6-inch vehicle size. So very cool Star Wars logo, the Black Series over at the top, Dewback printed at the bottom. We get a picture of the Dewback figure itself. We have the figure of the Desert Trooper sitting here in the window. Very cool with some of his accessories there. There's also a very cool staff that comes with the figure, which is absolutely awesome here. So I cannot wait to pull this guy out of the box because there's so much detail, as you can see, even with the illustration here. And I don't know if you guys can see it here, and I will pull the box up closer up to the camera so you guys can get a good look at it. But there's also even some diagrams that are illustrated here on the side next to the Dewback, and then of course on the top there's an example of that as well, and we'll get a look at all of that in just a moment. So guys, turning the box over to its side, the Dewback 6-inch vehicle is number 4 in the Black Series line, guys. So very cool and very awesome. And getting a look at the box here, guys, we have some very, very cool illustrations, and I'm going to keep it to the back here for just a moment, but I will pull it up closer as I mentioned. But in order to get everything in the shot, I'm going to need to keep it to the back here, guys. So here we have the figure and the Dewback together here, fully illustrated. Very cool and very awesome, guys. I really love the look of this thing. I really love the additional details and accessories that we're getting here in the illustration. Again, cannot wait to pull this guy out of the box. I have not done so, guys, so when I get my first look at it, you will be getting your first look at it as well. So we also have the figure here with some of his accessories, his weapon pictured right there. Another illustration state here, articulated toes and legs. So very cool. So you will have that with this particular vehicle or animal. And then of course here there's more illustrations of some of the accessories that are available. And then of course again you have your figure here. It does again display some of the accessories for your figure. And then of course in the last picture here we do have the mouth of the Dewback right here, and it states articulated mouth and tongue. So the tongue is also articulated, guys, which is absolutely awesome. Again, cannot wait to pull this guy out of the box. All right, guys, so let's get a look at the description on both of these guys here. All right, guys, and for the Stormtrooper, it does state Stormtrooper dispatched to desert worlds where specialized gear and are nicknamed Sandtroopers. Sandtroopers wear standard Stormtrooper armor augmented with cooling units, a helmet, sand filter, and survival backpack with extra rations and water. While hunting for the Death Star plans on Tatooine, Sandtroopers use native Dewbacks as mounts. So absolutely cool and very awesome description of our Sandtrooper. So let's get a look at the description on our Dewback. So for our description on the Dewback, it states, rugged reptiles with thick hides, Dewbacks are prodding but reliable mounts when prodded by their riders. They are capable of brief bursts of surprising speed. Very, very cool and very good description of our Dewback. So what we have not seen in the Star Wars universe is the actual speed of the Dewback. But obviously here in the description, we are learning that the Dewback are capable of pretty good speed, it appears. So very cool and very awesome information that I at least did not know about the Dewback. And then to complete our description of the box, we have the number 4 there for the number in the series, guys. And then we have Star Wars Black Series and all of the legal information on the bottom. So absolutely cool picture and description on the back of the box. And then over to the other side of the box, guys, we have our Stormtrooper fully pictured here, guys. Very cool, very awesome. So very good illustration of our Stormtrooper on the side here, guys. And then, guys, as mentioned, on the top of the box here, we have our Dewback with the illustrations of the Dewback there. So really, really cool and awesome Black Series logo there off to the side, and more illustrations here of our Dewback. So really cool and awesome design of our Black Series box. So guys, really cool box, but you guys didn't come here to see the box. You came to see the contents on the inside of the box. So let's go ahead and pull it out and get it right, you guys. So we have our figures out of the box, and very, very cool, very awesome looking figures, guys, obviously out of the 6-inch line. Now we have had a version of the Sandtrooper in the 6-inch line, so we've already kind of explored that particular figure, but obviously this is the first Dewback in the 6-inch line that we received, and I can tell you fresh out of the box, it is very, very impressive. Now guys, one thing I wanted to show you before I actually completely put everything together out of the with the contents out of the box, so I'm gonna show you guys how to put the saddle onto our Dewback. So let's go ahead and get a look at that. All right, guys, so getting you a look at the saddle and all of the contents, really cool. You have 4 bags there off of the side. You have your blanket, his sleeping material there as well, and as you can see, there's a few plugins there. There's a hole there, then you have a hole where that middle piece is going to fit in. So very cool. So let's go ahead and get this assembled on in there. So it's a real simple fit, guys, real easy. Just kind of pops in there, slides in there. There it is, and you're good to go. Nice and solid fit there, guys, as you can see on your Dewback. So that is really the only piece of the Dewback that's not attached to the Dewback once you receive it. But there it is, guys. Really, really cool. And so, guys, getting you a look at our Dewback here, guys. Really, really cool. Awesome looking creature. He is fully articulated, and we are going to get a look at the articulation. But look at the details with the scaling around the mouth, and we have the coloration on the top there. Really cool. The claws colored, very, very cool. Love the paint apps on this guy. It's really awesome. You have the tail section there. Really cool looking guy. Again, he is fully articulated, guys. Fully articulated. Love the eyes. The lizard-like eyes there, so really cool. You have the straps here and the detail there. So really awesome creature. On the bottom side, you have the white that can be found on the bottom side. So really cool and very awesome looking creature, guys. All right, you guys, and going over the articulation on our Dewback here, very cool. So as you can see, the legs do move back and forth, so that's going to be your back and forth range on the legs. So very cool. You have a twist here right there, so very cool, and it's a very cool range. It can twist all the way out, so you can have him do all sorts of movements. You have up and down here as well. So very cool. There's a little movement in the ankle area, guys, if you can see that. So you got a good range there, and it moves all the way around. The toes are articulated, as you can see. Very cool. And that's going to be basically all the way around there, guys. You have all of that range of motion. As you guys can see, the palms move up and down. Again, articulation in the toes. Even the back toe there, guys, is articulated. So there is a lot of articulation. The front arms are going to give you a range of about like that. So really cool. You can even probably have them in a clawing situation where they're clawing at somebody. So very cool articulation in the leg area, guys. And then in the tail area, you're going to get a wag back and forth in the tail area. There is an up and down, slight up and down, not a lot, but good enough. But you get a back and forth with the tail, so very, very cool. And then, of course, you have your articulation in the head as well. It moves back and forth, twists back and forth, up and down. So you can have the animal looking in several different ways. Main feature with the articulation, guys, is going to be in the mouth. The mouth does open, but not only that, the tongue is articulated as well. So you can put it in different positions that you want. You can hide it. You can put it right there in the middle. You can have it making that noise that it makes, whatever noise it makes. I don't know if I got that noise down pat, but there it is, guys. Love the detail with the teeth. You even get this little webbing right here, right there. So that's really cool with the webbing on the inside of the mouth. So really, really cool detail and articulation all the way around with our 6-inch Black Series Dewback. All right, guys, and then getting you a look at our Sandtrooper, our typical 6-inch Black Series Sandtrooper. I believe we did receive one in the Black Series line, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be the same articulation with this guy, up and down in the arms, elbow bend right about there. You can do the 360. However, you do have the backpack there that will hamper that 360 movement. In the leg area, you're going to get a knee high like so, which is really, really cool, especially for a trooper with armor. He's going to go back with the double joint very, very well for you. So you're doing really well there as well. He's going to go out that far, kicking out to the side. So really, really good articulation in the feet area. He's going to go down in the ankle area that far for you. He's going to go up that far. You do have the side-to-side rocker, so very typical side-to-side rocker for your Black Series 6-inch. Also in the arm, he is going to go out probably about that far for you. So very, very good. Doesn't go up too far. He's a little hampered by the armor, but not too bad. Not bad at all. There is a twist in the wrist right there, as you can see. There is a twist in the wrist. There's also a twist in the upper arm, so he can go out for you. So really, really cool. Ab area, he's going to give you a crunch going down about that far, goes back about that far, but really, really nice range all the way around. And then in the head area, he's going to go back that far for you, looking up, really good, really good. Looking down, very, very good. And of course, you have your side-to-side in the head area as well, so you're good to go there as well. In regards to the backpack, the hole that is normally there on your Stormtrooper, on the backpack, there is a little knob right there. You simply fit the knob into that hole, and of course this particular part goes over his shoulder. It is attached to the backpack, and you're good to go with the backpack. And then of course, getting you a look at his staff. There is a look at the staff there. Really, really cool look at the staff. His weapon. There's the weapon. And forgive me, guys, I do not know the model number of the weapon, but here's your weapon. Lovely detail. Just a simple black on the weapon. Again, getting a look at his survival pack or his backpack. Very similar to the Black Series 3 1/4 size figure. As a matter of fact, they look at both of the troopers in a different scale. Very, very cool. You have lots of similarities, but there are some differences as well. Obviously, the rank is different with the pauldrons there, as you can see. So it is a different rank of Sandtrooper. And then you also have a difference in some of the accessories. The weapons, for example, the 3 1/4 size trooper comes with 2 guns, as you can see there. He has a larger weapon, and then his standard issue blaster there. Your 6-inch comes with just the 1. It is a different weapon than the 3 1/4 size weapon, so very, very cool. And then one of the other differences, guys, would also be probe right here on your 3 1/4 size. He does come with the probe as opposed to the staff that comes with your 6-inch size. So very cool figures in both scales, and I love the differences in accessories. It makes having both worthwhile, and very nice to have 2 different examples on the shelf. So let's get a look at the comparisons on the Dewback. All right, you guys, and just to quickly go over our 3 1/4 size Dewback. It does have some articulation, not as much as the 6-inch, obviously, but you do get that much range in the leg area, back and forth. There is no articulation in the ankle area, so that is one of the disadvantages of the 3 1/4 size, obviously. And then, of course, same in the other 2 limbs as well. One of the cool features of the 3 1/4 size figure is that when you move the tail back and forth, it does open his mouth. So you do have that advantage with the 3 1/4 size. And by the way, guys, this is the Power of the Force version of the Dewback here, guys. Incidentally, guys, I did buy him loose. So again, I'm not sure if I have all of the complete parts for him, but really cool, and I'm very glad that he's a part of the collection, and I'm glad that I have him here to compare with our 6-inch Black Series Dewback. All right, you guys, and then getting a look at both of our Dewbacks right here. Very, very cool and awesome. Obviously, one of the very, very first things you notice is the difference in color, even a difference in the color pattern. Your Power of the Force version kind of has a pinkish color around the top, as opposed to our 6-inch that has a darker green color around the top. So really, really cool. If there's a difference between the species, perhaps one is female and one is male. So that would be interesting to learn about the Dewback, if that is in fact the case, and perhaps that would explain the difference in the 2 different color patterns on these 2 different versions of the Dewback. But obviously they are just simply 2 different interpretations of the Dewback. But really cool, and I'm glad to have both, again, both different expressions of the Dewback. And of course, looking at the Dewbacks from the side here, guys, you have a really, really cool side profile. And then, of course, you have your, the accessories are molded onto the 3 1/4 size, as opposed to the removable backpack and saddle on your 6-inch. But the straps are molded on your 6-inch as well, just as they are on the 3 1/4 size figure. And then also in the tail area, as you can see, that color pattern that goes across the top of the 3 1/4 size is consistent over the top of our Dewback, as opposed to the 6-inch, where the color kind of tends to fade out as it goes down the tail. So another difference in our 2 different scales of the Dewback. And then also the 6-inch Dewback does come with a mane, if you will, that goes across the back of the Dewback, which would probably explain the name of the Dewback, but that's really, really cool. And of course, you can see here on the top of our 6-inch Dewback that the again, the mane does appear there as well. So again, it would be interesting to see if that does explain the difference between a male and female guys Dewback. With the mouths open on the Dewbacks, there you have your example. Of course, with the 6-inch, you have the articulated tongue that gives you a bit more of an advantage there. But still, the 3 1/4 size is very, very comparable. when you think about the scale and size and the amount of detail that they decided to put in it. So I'm very happy to have both as a part of my collection. All right, guys, and there it is, a look at our 6-inch Dewback along with our Power of the Force 3 1/4 size Dewback, and our very quick comparison between the two. I think it's a very interesting comparison because there are some subtle differences between the two, but very cool nonetheless between the two. Again, I'm very happy to have both in my collection here today, guys. But what is most important is, what are your thoughts? What do you think about the 6-inch Dewback? Do you like the detail that they've added to the 6-inch Dewback? Do you plan on adding this to your collection? So guys, put those comments down below. Please like and subscribe, and of course, guys,
May the Force be with you always.